I was asked to do a review of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. If you have young children, remove yourself from the room. If they're cool and they have dark sense of humor and are old enough, they can stay. Is it just us girls? Santa, let's get into this baby's origin story, because Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is a tragedy. Now, y'all know I'm only doing the Rankin Bass version, so let's get into it. First of all, I should have known this was going to be a mess when Steve Harvey Colonel Sanders was our narrator. Are y'all for real? Warning, this is less of an informative breakdown and more of a read of Santa, Donner, and everybody in this elf and reindeer supremacist world. First of all, Rudolph is born in the spring. He's born to Donner and Mrs. Donner. So I already knew where we were here. Straight out of the gate. She doesn't even matter, even though she just did all the work. Donner looks and he's like, yeah, my boy. And I said, oh God. That is until Rudolph picks his little head up and he sees his nose and the rest of us go, oh. And Donner goes, ugh, what is that? Then Santa comes in the room to see the new baby without a gift, mind you. Funny how you run a whole gift plantation, but you can't even bring a gift to this lady who just gave birth. Whatever. He's like, oh, let me see the next generation of people who gonna be touting me around the world because I'm too cheap to charter a plane. He sees the nose and he's like, oh, what is that? Donner apologizes. Nobody ever acknowledges just the fact the baby just got a different color nose. Donner then tells a newborn Rudolph that we're gonna have to cover your nose. I'm gonna have to create something that covers it for you. Meanwhile, in Santa's gift castle, funny way to say big house, you have a couple of elves working on stuff. There's one elf though that's like not interested in this at all. His name is Hermy. Hermy wants to be a dentist. They shaded him for actually being smart, for wanting to do things that help people in other ways than giving them gifts. He actually want to help people with their health. Let me tell y'all something. Nobody was touching Hermy's swoop. The girls were actually just very jealous because Hermy was eating the girls up. Then his boss, who over there dressed like he should be dating Heat Miser, comes out there and is embarrassing Hermy in front of everybody, which leads Hermy to singing this song about him being a misfit. And I sat there and I said, why are all the better people trying to fit in? Then I said, oh yeah. Of course all the better and smarter people are trying to fit in and conform to this bull crap. To this literal gift plantation. Don't nobody need to be here in the first. I need to calm down. This is when we learn that everybody here also kind of hates each other, which is par for the course for a place that runs on Duncan and oppression. Heat Miser's man is also the choir director, and they put together a song called We Are Santa's Elves to present to Santa and a woman that they trying to make us believe is Mrs. Claus. This is not my Mrs. Claus. I don't know who this Christmas mistress is, but she ain't my Claus. Since when has Mrs. Claus had black hair? Ursula, you ain't fooling nobody, girl. Give Mrs. Claus her voice back. What is this? So while the elves are performing We Are Santa's Elves for the first time, Santa has first, second, and third hand embarrassment. Mind you, the song is all about how they're just catering to him. Heat Miser's man is turning around just to make sure that Santa actually likes what he is watching, and unfortunately, Santa doesn't. He's like, I mean, it needs work. He walks away. Heat Miser's man is like, what is going on? The tenors were off. That's when the other elves come up. They like, yeah, because Hermy not here. Girl, he go to the bike. Hermy is over there studying dentistry. Leave this baby alone. Let him study dentistry. All of y'all look like you could use it. So this is the single act that actually makes Hermy run away. They bullied that child out of a castle in the middle of the North Pole. Do you know how oppressed you gotta be to essentially just leave and go into an Arctic tundra? Pretty oppressed. Back down on the field, the reindeer are doing their reindeer games and is led by Comet. And Comet is like, all right, everybody needs to walk up here. Who you Blisson's kid, right? You go first, fly up in the sky. So they're doing like tryouts. Whole time, this girl is over in the corner, batting her eyes at Rudolph. Rudolph is like, who is this? She think I'm fine? I want y'all to understand. You see that Rudolph's nose is black? Yeah, because his dad put a cap on it. So he's not walking around sounding like he got a sinus infection, okay? Because his dad is a racist, period. Yeah, let's call it what it is. Donner changed the color of the child's nose. That's what it is. And if you don't like that term, ableist. And if you don't like either of those terms, I don't care, because that's what it is. But you know who's on the right side of history? Clarice. Because Clarice tells Rudolph that she thinks that he's cute anyway. This makes him excited. He takes off in the air. When he comes back down, everybody's like, oh my God, that was so cool. He starts roughhousing and his nose comes off. Now everybody sees that he got the lit up red nose, and now they talking about him and calling him reindeer names. and they said he can't play the games no more. And it pissed me off. And this is an 100-year-old story, and I'm still mad. Technically, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer came out in 1939, but the point still applies. Thank you so much. Mind you, Comet is Donner's peer. Ain't no way you gonna kick my child off the team for no reason and think I'm not about to show up and cut up. No, Donner lets it happen. He goes and he's walking home with Clarice. Clarice's dad comes up and is like, I am not letting you walk with a red-nosed reindeer. This is just straight up discrimination. Like, it's actually insane. At this point, this is when Rudolph says, you know what? I'm just better off getting up out of here. He starts looking around for Harriet Tubman. He finds a path, and that path leads him to Hermy. Hermy and him start singing about how they're both misfits, and they do this cute little song, I am such a misfit. I'm sure y'all know about it. It's cute. But then both of these children, because they can't go back home, have to just keep walking into this tundra. They run into the thing that they're calling the abominable snowman, and from there, they also run into a friend called Yukon. And Yukon Cornelius is a proctor who is looking for one thing and two things, silver and gold. Now the song says, I'd rather have Jesus than silver and gold. That ain't what Yukon says. I just sent myself. This is what happened when y'all get late recordings, unhinged, raw form. All Yukon wants is his silver and gold, honey. Okay, so that's his mission on the way to wherever they going. The abominable snowman is attracted to Rudolph's nose, so they end up having to run from him and essentially ride an iceberg out into the waters. Now they can't even be on steady land anymore. They gotta go into the water. Donner finds out that Rudolph is gone, so he's like, oh, I need to go after him. Donner's wife, Rudolph's mom, we never learn her name. She's like, can I come with you? He's like, no, this is men's business. So she's like, okay, I guess. Meanwhile, her and Clarice are like, I guess we'll just go on a women's mission, whatever. Rudolph, Yukon, and Hermy end up rolling onto this island called the Island of Misfit Toys. And baby, they had me hollering over there. What's messed up is that this is essentially a trash island because these are all the toys that the elves made that just did not function normally, so they just sent them to this island. There's a Charlie in the box. There's a Russian doll that has mismatched dolls. There's a train with square wheels. The Titanic was just on there at one point because it was a boat that wouldn't float. There's another pew-pew that don't work that we're not gonna talk about. I could never find out what was wrong with the doll though. What was wrong with the doll? And all of the toys have selected a king, and he's essentially Scar with wings. And he's like, all right, Rudolph, I can help you, but can you just ask Santa to come and get us for Christmas? Like, we really wanna make sure that we give children love because that's what keeps us alive. And this let me know that Santa knows about this island. He's trash. Rudolph is like Simba. The pressure of all this is too much. He runs away for a couple of months and ends up going back to the North Pole. People are still dragging him despite realizing that this baby was just gone for a few months. Then a storm, probably sent by Snow Miser to spite Heat Miser's man, is sent to North Pole, and this makes it essentially like the visibility is terrible. Rudolph's parents and Clarice are captured by the abominable snowman, so they end up having to go all the way to the cave, knock him out, take his teeth out. Thank God Hermy was studying. And when they get back to the North Pole with everybody that they just saved, this is when Santa is like, the weather is not good at all. I don't know what we're gonna do. He sees Rudolph's nose. He's like, you know what, Rudolph? I could finally use you for something. And if I was Rudolph, I would have told him to go to Heat Miser's lair and roast. But he doesn't. And he keeps his word and tells Santa to go to the Island of Misfit Toys to pick up the toys. Santa does it reluctantly. And the whole time I was watching this like, yeah, Rudolph should have went down in history. But by taking off, unlinking himself after about 200 yards and letting them crash in that fog. Because yes, the kids would have been upset about not having one Christmas, but a decade of oppression would have been gone in an instant.